most beautiful cosmos. It's time for our most perfect starlight to outshine all. Eselaria Amoana Lis. Be safe, and remember, we are always but a night away. As is with every morning, the light peeks through the deep purple drapes, the flecks of silver painting a portrait of constellations and cosmos, seen only when the moons close their eyes and truly let the sky shine as it should. Nebulas of color, galaxies aglitter. Andromeda. Your mother's voice, as always, wakes you up, one of her many, many, many pre-recorded affirmations. The morning light gently caresses your cheek, the warmth greeting you gently. And you roll to your side, your perfect hair sprawled about you in flowing cosmic waves. You sit up and stretch your arms above your head, sighing lightly. It's a warm mid-autumn's morning as you peer into the brilliant reds and oranges, your tent surrounded in a perfectly crescent-shaped grotto amidst the rolling hills and ample farmlands of Outer Esper. Faded. Perfect just for you. Warm colors may not be your preference, but for a subpar palette, this is a beautiful morning. Very befitting. You look past the clearing, rays of sunlight perfectly lighting your path like spotlights waiting for you. You've been heading southeast, following the main road from Hilrendel's border, which has been growing ever easier to pass through, which is always a delight. The roads here in Esper are a lot less soft than the ancient paths that wind like rivers through the elven homelands, but walking on smooth stones has never been uncomfortable for you. Truly, if they weren't sun-warmed, it would almost be homey. You take to the path, and sitting beneath the brilliant blue sky, currently speckled with dots of reds and yellows and purples, hot air balloons, is the great fork of Esper's western economy, the grand city of Trueford. Spires of stone and brass domed in copper and gold and glass, with bridges and cogs jutting out like thorns and gnarls, roots in wood. It's a place where one can find anything from the Western world, or so the Great Fork likes to advertise, and frankly, they're not too far off, so long as you have enough coin. It's been quite a while since you've been through Trueford, and the city only seems to have gotten larger. No more are there singular skyships parked against the small floating dock aisles, but there's a small fleet now. Smaller schooners and even a full battleship parked above the city. No longer is there a swath of pop-up shops and merchants that couldn't find place along the main streets that run through. There's a new second outer wall meant to house these traveling merchants, these nomads and travelers. The city's growing. It's always so impressive to see what humans can do in a mere few decades. So quaint. If only they didn't keep the lights on all night and ruin a perfectly good view. As the scent of grass and travel turns to brass and rabble, you pass beneath the northwestern gate. It's more an arched bridge between a towering stone guard post armed with copper cannons and ballista, and a curved bureaucratic building built into the outer wall. There's so many places and smells and people. Spaces waiting for you to set up shop. People stopping and staring for a moment at your beauty, at the cosmos, as they should, as they're compelled to do. How could they not? No one here gets to decide what you do. it's up to your whims. There's many a place to set up your shop, and you're sure if you just asked nicely you could find somewhere on the inner ring. But that's only if you're ready to start trading. If you want to see the city anew, you're free to wander. It's whatever you feel compelled, whatever you wish. After all, you have all the time in the world to explore. Andromeda, what would you like to do?
I think she is going to find a place to set up her shop.
Fantastic.
Probably try to go to the inner ring first.
The inner ring.
Yes.
Fantastic. Please roll me a diplomacy check.
I mean, I'm tickled there. It's my first roll. What are we getting? That's pretty good. 22.
A 22. You pass right through the outer ring, walking for what spans about half an hour, 45 minutes time to get from outer to inner ring. Massive section full of carts and tents and travelers. The few permanent buildings built here tend to be more inns and taverns, places for people to stay. But you don't need any of that. Not right now, no. What you're in for is the inner ring. The second arched gate you pass through. It's a bit more familiar, though just as grand as you remember an arched... what do they call it? One of those gates that drops from the center. A mesh that can be seen through. This one built properly into dual guard posts. It's currently staying wide open, as it tends to do. You never knew it to close. Why would it? Stopping trade is anything but what this city wants to do. You walk through, and the scents of metal and street food, raw and unprocessed, turn towards more spices and teas and refined metals and stones. Sellers shout out from all sides, selling perfumes and flowers and trinkets and prosthetics and firearms, anything and everything. Esper is a land primarily populated by humans, but here you can find anything and anyone. And it's probably one of the cities most populated with elves. Simply due to being a place you can find something so homey. They sell plenty of elfish merchandise here.
Nice.
But you walk. And with a 22, it takes maybe 25 minutes. Just walking, looking for a stall that seems to be closing up shop, and you find one, a half-elven individual. A rarity, and part of why I think you approach them. He's a bit on the scrawnier side, a lean fit build as elves tend to naturally hold. He sits cross-legged on a mat, raised ever so slightly, over a purple and blue rug of just various wares. Seems to be a jewelry smith of some sort, or at least an apprentice of such. He's by no means old enough to be earning such a title by elvish standards.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem eager to get up at the moment, currently counting his wares and his coin. But there's a lot of empty space here, empty jewelry cases and the like. He could likely be persuaded to leave early if you just asked so nicely.
Oh, hello there.
Hello, honey.
Looks like your stand is doing quite well today. You're almost out of stock, it looks like.
Yes. Pardon me for being so bold, but I am just startled to see one so beautiful, to use a common word.
Thank you.
And who does he see?
Yeah. Andromeda currently taking more of her drowish form. Very, I believe she's about like 5'4", very short for even an elf. A very thin figure, a large purple dress with stars speckled across it, with a belt wrapping around it, trimmed with gold. She has her hair pulled into giant, what look like braids. Her hair very clearly, even in her drowish form, doesn't quite hold together like normal hair does. It's more like just masses of hair that she kind of pulls together into like large, like almost large dreads. That just kind of, even when she's like this, they kind of just hover just slightly. She has her elvish ears poking out of her. No bag on her really to speak of. On her side, she has a couple pouches of odds and ends that she likes to keep on her person. As she just kind of clasps her hands and looks back down to this, or look back over to this individual. I just saw that you were doing so good in your business, it appears.
Oh, yes, I've been doing quite wonderful, I think. I cannot let an untrue compliment slide. This has been over the span of about a week that I have sold most of my wares. But today has been quite profitable. I've lost the last of the golds that I could sell. So I'm left with silvers and platinums. If you're willing to purchase, I will even for those of elvish blood, I tend to run a discount.
Oh, really?
Yes, I know it is not common for those at home, but I truly think it is a common courtesy, you know.
I think it's a very good sentiment to have.
You don't even need to roll sense motive. He does not normally do that.
Yeah. Andromeda doesn't care.
Fantastic.
Pretty privilege. She's learned. So Andromeda will look over at some of the stuff he has. You said it's fairly nice.
It is. One of the great things about elven wares is there is no shoddy elven ware, especially that leaves the border for sale. It is all fine. It is beautiful and ornate. Some pieces more simple, but even then the minor details always fantastic. Each of these pieces, you know, have been given ample time, and you can imagine even some of the more expensive platinum pieces, if you studied with gems, likely took an elven jewelry smith a few years to get sorted properly.
Okay.
Given
Some
proper
actual,
time.
Some actual craftsmanship here. Andromeda will like pick up one of the cheaper things she sees here. Probably like a silver bangle or something of that sort. How much for this?
Oh, for that it would only run you only 8 copper.
How much did you say?
8 copper.
8 copper. Shit. Andromeda will...
That is including the discount already. I would not forget.
Of course. Thank you much. Andromeda will hand over 8 copper. And slide it onto her wrist, along a number of other bracelets and bangles and other sorts of just like chains, charms, the sort. Very esoteric collection on her, just like of just stuff she's wearing on her outfit.
I do find that looks lovely on you, though. If I may be so bold, to say anything would come in this heart. Did I phrase that poorly?
No, I think I understand what you're saying.
I am so cruel. I should have started with Elvish. I am so sorry.
You're alright. I like to practice my common as well. I'm not nearly as good as it, so...
Well, you could have fooled me. But is there anything else you would like?
Not to purchase. I noticed that looks like you're probably getting close to wrapping up your shop here.
Yes, I think I am, yes. There is a good bit of daylight left, but you know I've been getting a little homesick, so I think I might take a early leave. Yeah, if you are willing to wait just a few moments, I can pack up. I do not know much of a tent or many wares. Are you a salesperson, perhaps?
I offer services as opposed to wares for the most part. I am a prophet of sorts.
Well, yeah, I'll let, then I shall do as they do in Esper and cut you a deal. A free fortune telling, and my spot is yours for as long as you like.
Of course, I can do this for you.
It is of the inner circle, and daily there is a small charge of 5 copper for those to set up shop in the inner ring.
Of course, honestly,
Esper
very
and
reasonable
they're
for
charging for time and space, as if it wasn't going to be here without them.
Yes, it is quite silly, I think.
But no, if that is agreeable to you, I shall start packing. He sits up elegantly by human standards, very clumsily by elfin, tipping a little as he folds up his things, puts away into various well-crafted wooden jewelry boxes, becoming ever so clear that he is not the smith, given his hands are more soft, gentle. As he packs them away into a large side bag and rises with a now empty space.
Okay.
And isn't it faded? It's perfectly sized for what you need.
Right.
I
I need to get my stand set up here real quick.
Of course, of course.
If you could just look that way real quick.
Of course. Trickle to trade. Yes.
Yes.
See, turns around.
Yeah, as Andromeda will, in a minute, set up her tent. Taking her cloak off. This beautiful, look straight out of the night sky, ever so shifting, trimmed in gold with tassels on the corners. The hood seems to unfold itself into almost the shape of a blanket, without even her doing anything. As she flicks it up, and just kind of all this person hears from behind them is just kind of like the flapping of a tent as Andromeda just shakes it for a bit, as she eventually throws it up, and it kind of just pops into the shape of this cone tent, as it just drifts down and fills the space perfectly.
Okay, you can turn around now.
Oh. I would not have guessed based on the sounds. And in a minute, no less, you must be truly magical, though. With the divining, I imagine you must be.
Yes, we all have our tricks, I think.
Yes,
Come
yes.
into start to say.
And it is a pleasure to enter. Please, if you need to set up inside, I will wait as long as you need.
Oh, it should be set up perfectly.
I should not have assumed otherwise. Would you like to enter first?
Yes, of course.
As Andromeda will step in, in here is mostly simple. A small chest on the side, with it being set up for work. There is a table in the center with a cloth draped over it, in a very similar embroidered style as the cloak she wore. Not quite as filled with flair, and then just kind of draped over it, an ordinary wooden table under it, and then with 2 relatively modest oak chairs sitting in here. As she goes ahead and sits at her spot, nothing on the table immediately.
Lovely. As waiting a little longer than he probably needs to, this half-elven man enters and marvels at how the space opens. Looks back at you, blushing again, and sits across from you. I will admit I've never done this before. If you could, please, I do not know.
Yes, of course. I can do a number of styles of reading. There are 3 typical ways to go about it. There is a 1 card, where that is what you are going to expect of. It is more of a checking of intentions more than anything else. Immediate omen more so. what is going to matter to you at this exact moment. There is 3 cards that is used for past, present, and future. A lot more simple. Then there is the 5 cards, which is more an expansion upon the 3 cards. Style. I typically do 3 cards. I think it is most clear.
Then if that is what you prefer, then that is wonderful.
Of course.
If I may, do you need anything of me for it? Or?
I will in just a moment. Of course, I can do one other type. It is where I pull in much greater magics too. It is a little bit more expensive. I know I'm doing this for free. I cannot do that one for free.
I would not have asked you to do so.
I was letting you know, just in case. That one costs me usually 50 gold to do. Yes, it is quite a thing though.
Well, then, if 3 cards is your preference.
Because I'm not good at the cards.
Entirely fair.
Andromeda will do reading for him.
Fantastic.
Which he will find uncannily accurate, though nothing all that supernatural.
Thank you. It is.
Or here, can I roll fortune telling roll for this?
Please do.
Or, yeah. Fun fact: I'm not good at this. It's an intelligence skill. I got a +4. But I rolled an 18 for a 22.
For a 22. We're figuring out your favorite number.
You heard a 19. Get ready for 22. Yeah. So uncannily accurate.
Uncannily accurate. Well, you have full faith that your readings are accurate. Sometimes they're a bit more vague or harder to read, but this one's rather clear.
He's getting fired when he gets home.
There is a past of, shall we say, naivete. Lived one way most of his life and didn't know much else. In the present, he's been stepping outside of his comfort zone more. Being pushed, whether by outside forces or his own drive, to do more. You hit him with I imagine this is your first time out of the country, and he marvels in awe at you being perfectly accurate.
Right.
And then the part that makes him choke up a little is the omen of woe in the last card. A recent decision that he cannot undo is likely not going to turn out as he'd hoped, but bad omens are not always a spelling of end times. And especially with a reading such as these, it's always up to interpretation.
Mm-hmm.
It could merely mean that travel on his way home is going to be bad. Though you have a feeling, expressed or otherwise, that it means a little bit different. A little bit more severe.
It is.
As soon as you finish up the reading, he marvels for a moment longer and before standing. Thank you. I have never said before, but I shall hope the weather is the worst of my concerns.
Yes, I would agree.
Thank you. And thank you for being so generous, for giving up a spot I was already going to give. I should not have learned through divinations. I will not bore you anymore with my time. I'm Quintris, Quintris Felena. I will just send it to you so you can...
That works for me too.
Apprentice of Fen Ven Eroniel. All will be sent.
Yeah, true.
And with that, he stands, gives you a deep and proper elvish bow, and takes his leave. Again, if you will. This time spanning over the course of a day or so. I imagine you'd like to roll me a earn income.
I would love to roll you earn income.
And I would very much say that your harrowing lore can be used here.
Yep.
If you so choose.
Could I use performance?
You very much can.
I would love to use performance. I'm good at that one.
I will say you have to do a bit more advertising to do this. So
Yeah.
I would like a description of that once you roll, but I
Yeah.
trust that you have something.
Yeah. Andromeda for advertising, what she's going to do is going to, as opposed to where she will usually play a much more like, her ideal position with her tent is whenever she falls in with a traveling troupe for a while, like a carnival or something, and she can play like the mysterious fucking glowing tent that appears and disappears randomly in the background. That's her preferred role, is that she doesn't like to advertise or like make things look overly dramatic. She actually does try to play a little low-key with things. She is not doing that. She is going to be like the spells that she can cast within her tent. She's going to be using all of them to look as dramatic, to try to get that the word of mouth going around, trying to draw attention. A thing she usually does not do because it usually causes issues. She is going to try to be as flashy with her spells as possible. Whenever it's like really quiet, she'll go out and like do some small spells and all that to make the area look more like vibrant and just like trying to make things look nicer around her.
And I also imagine, if I may, some more subtle advertising of just going and talking to the stalls next to you.
Yes.
Let them see your face, and that usually is enough to keep them glancing at your tent.
Yeah.
Drawing eyes and mouth,
Yes.
if you will.
Performance. I'm good at this one. I'm double as good.
I'm aware.
Okay.
I think I know based on your
Briar.
reaction.
Mark with natural 20
Hell.
for 28.
Yes.
So is this on level?
Oh, I forgot to declare that. You are completely
Yeah,
correct.
Bless you.
I would actually say you went to the inner ring, and I would likely have made that a level 3.
Nice. So I get level 4 money.
Mm-hmm. Now, if I can figure
God.
out the earn income table, that'd be great.
Business.
Booming.
Business is booming.
Maybe I should use these dice. They seem to like me already. 14, 18, 20. Like,
Andromeda's God's favorite princess.
Well, yeah.
already.
we need that.
So, with a level 4 task, and you are what in performance?
Trained.
Trained. How many days would you like to do this?
Probably. Are weeks 7 days in your world?
Weeks are 7 days.
Probably a week.
Fantastic. Then 7 times 7 is 49. You earn 49 silver pieces over the span of a week. It starts out as it tends to with these fortune-telling stories that just crop up out of nowhere. A young budding couple. They want some advice on some goings-on in their relationship.
Yeah.
Clearly positive. The younger blonde woman, always around the hip of the slightly taller, maybe 20s human. Dark hair, clearly both more farmers than merchants. Likely taking a vacation up into Trueford. Their fortune, whether you rig it or not, is entirely up to you, is prosperity. There's love in their future, and a long-lasting one at that. Passions aplenty. And I will say you hold the gentleman back, using a bit of intuition and a glance at his pockets to see a small box in his pocket. You give him, for free as you tend to do when a proposal's imminent, a little bit of free reading, just a single card.
Mm-hmm.
Always rigged to be prosperity, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Not that you needed to, it was right where it needed to be. The next person that comes in is, unfortunately, the other common clientele you find. A man very clearly in the opposite end. Mid-40s, older and scrawny. This man looks like he drinks more liquor than he does water. and eats more liquor than he does food. Skinny, with not much weight aside from a beer belly, balding on top. He wears a suit that would be nice if it wasn't tearing a little, and likely about half his age. He comes to you saying he has hit rock bottom and needs a pickup, and frankly, he does pay full price after trying to bargain. And because he tried to bargain, you don't rig and only add to his woes. He doesn't lash out or anything. Those are always the worst. Going from a sad to skeptical and angry in an instant, but he does leave with a sour look on his face, which, considering his generally sour appearance, means people got exactly what they expected from the line waiting outside. A small one started before. Over your time, over the week, you get your fair share of skeptics, your fair share of merchants clearly going in here to mooch off of your mystique and advertising.
All right.
You're 3 days in, when entering in is a woman in a breastplate, iron ornate with brass, large cog in the center of her chest. Her auburn hair is pulled back into a braid, and on her back she wears a rifle of some kind. Vesper's newest brand of safety firearms. With her is a taller, almost approaching 6'6", man with dark skin, bald hair, wearing very similar attire. He has a flintlock at his hip and a greatsword on his back. As he stands, the woman approaches you and sits across. Hello. Apologies for cutting the line. I am with the Trufort Guards, and we do not have your store on record with us. I am just here to ensure you have the proper paperwork. And to... I would love to say ask, but it is not quite so. We need to inspect both inside and out.
Yes, of course.
If she just now seems to be realizing a chick. Magical space. As the taller gentleman starts leaning in and back out, and you see as he opens the tent a fully brass figure from behind, head to toe, holding a rifle out in front of him. I don't think you would have ever seen one of these. If you could, only, I think it
Is
was
this at
likely.
the end of the 7 days, or?
This is in the midst of them.
Okay. Because I gotta remember to subtract 5 copper per day.
Mm-hmm.
So, just making sure I do that right.
I would say a crafting or arcana check.
Auto crafting.
Yeah. Just can't see. I suppose keep that roll, but society also I think would work. If you would prefer.
I'm about as good at society as I am anything else. So I'll go crafting. 13.
13?
13.
You remember these being discussed last time you were here. They never made it past the inner ring, but you knew a few wealthy people who were trying to get their hands on some of these personally. You don't know the name, but it's a fully mechanical person. Likely not sentient, and honestly, knowing humans, they couldn't make sentient items like the elves do. It's the equivalent of an animated suit of armor, though instead of purely magical means, it's clockwork bolstered by. And it currently stands perfectly 6 foot tall, with an inch spike atop its helmeted head. But as it scans, the woman sits with you. Please, your papers, if you have them.
Oh, yes, of course.
If not, I shall inform you. You are not a Vesper, and as such, you will be asked to be escorted back to the guardhouse, not under arrest by any means. We are just going to check if it is your first time on record in the city, to see if you are knowing of our rules.
Yes, of course.
We keep good tabs on the warnings.
I should have documentation.
Fantastic.
I believe so.
Fantastic.
As Andromeda will go into her tent briefly, flick open the chest and pull her documentation. She has documentation, so she pulls it out.
I believe this should be what I need, yes? It is really big, but I've traveled to Vesper before.
I see. You do not have documentation. Well, the good news is because you have documentation, there is no penalty for setting up shop despite coming back into the country. Unfortunately, since you have been in the country last, our paperworks have updated and require some redoing.
I'm so sorry. I just was aware.
It is all right. You would be surprised how many of the elvish folk do not seem to remember that we print the expiration dates on these pages. I do not mean it as any. I do not mean it as any offense. This is just the third time this week we have had this exact issue.
Of course.
I approve of the borders opening, of course. It is just I was hoping the adjustment period would be longer. A shorter, pardon. I also notice in here you are licensed as a caster.
Yes,
Expired the same. We will need to re-inspect both your location and your magics, if that is alright with you.
Yes.
I personally cannot do that on hand, but if you are alright to be escorted to the guardhouse, we will keep outposted in front of your shop.
Okay, thank you so much.
And in addition, because we are inconveniencing your time, there is no spacage fee for today. We will waive that in the generosity of taking your time and your willingness to work with us.
Thank you so much.
But of course, O'Reilly, post up with your tongue. I will take her to the guardhouse. As the taller gentleman just nods, stands out front. Right. Please, follow me.
Yes, of course.
She leads you deeper into the streets, which widen, getting thicker and thicker, a lot more permanent residents. You see full-on workspaces, places you can rent, forges and crafting spaces, most open-faced to show off what is being invented. There's small production lines for some factories that make the things they produce here. In every alley, it seems, there's something either shady or something otherwise going on. And then a lot of them have these smaller, domed sections that short folk go in and out of. Little passages. Goblin.
Yeah.
But you are led deeper into the city to a point where the two roads converge and split into a large semicircle courtyard. As you stand near the center of it, 3 points, one straight to the top of the dome and two halfway from the sides to the center, are wide open, and parked in each are one or two buildings, but I say parked for a reason. They're raised, each about a story or two off the ground. Some of them are the size of small skyscrapers, others just singular buildings. maybe a few stories tall, maybe a few rooms wide. Each of them are on treads or stilts or legs or a combination of the three. You've seen these before. Roving cities. Rovers, roamers. The word doesn't matter. Purely mechanical save powering. Please roll me a perception check
Sure.
to see if you notice something.
8.
8. In the center, the two largest, which have parked in the widest open space, nearly a block wide and barely containing the two, both have large ramps loading cargo into it. And hell, even as you look to your right, there's a rope elevator leading up to the skyship. Mostly just like a pulley system up to some of the docks there, and a few small schooners rising up. It would be a lovely view at night if you want to come back here. But first, you are taken immediately to your left, right at the corner where the semicircle meets the road, to a guard post. You normally see them manned with ballista and cannons on the exterior, but this one, towering nearly 3 stories above the others, has cannons of its own, and oh, they ruined a perfectly good observatory by putting a cannon out of it. But you enter, nonetheless, the large cog with a sword down the center. Guard post. They have a courtyard shaped like the back of the triangle, the tip of it being the building proper.
Mm-hmm.
Out behind it, but you were led in. You expected bustling guards and armor stands and whatnot, and no, this is paperwork and cubicles and office spaces. Paperwork upon paperwork upon paperwork. The wait times aren't too bad. You stand for about half an hour, waiting for an attendant as the guard stands next to you. She's clearly impatient, but it's only half an hour. Why is she tapping her foot like she has somewhere else to be? But then you are given an attendant, a gnomish individual with a thick set of glasses nearly an inch wide, sitting on his bulbous nose, his rounded ears and white hair forming an almost monastic ring around his head. He wears a green suit with a purple tie. Has a, You've interacted with gnomes enough to know this man is bleaching a little bit. But hey, he's probably got a hobby at home. Hopefully.
So, hello there.
Ella, she's here for papers, I imagine. Yes. You have previous papers you can give.
Yes, of course.
His voice does not sit with you like a gnome. You're looking at it. No wonder this guy looks kind of depressed. This is a beardless dwarf.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. You've never seen a dwarven chin and you don't like it. It's round, it's uncomfortable. It is by no means the pointed elven chins you expect. What are you looking at me like that for? Never seen a dwarf under human dress code.
That is quite despicable.
Forced me to shave. Shave heads, beard.
That's legal?
Not anymore. Been working here 70 fucking years. No, it doesn't grow back once you hit middle age.
That
You
is terrible.
shave it and I swear, the great hammer in the sky decides he ain't forging you a new one. I told him that. Told him it was a cultural thing. No, they won't listen. Your papers.
Yes, of course, there you go.
Oh, you're a caster. You're a caster. Oi, Randall! It's a young man. That is a human child. In his teens, but that is a human child. You didn't know they let children
I thought
work.
You didn't let children work. I
Hmm?
thought that was all a rule.
You're an adult at 16 in Esper, so
Oh, okay.
as of 3 years ago. They upped the draft age and lowered the working age. Seems stupid,
I
but
suppose I've not been here for a while, so.
nah. If they can work, he can work. That's how the dwarves work. I know I signed my vote for it. I signed my vote for younger. Run these, the Arcans Guild. Get us over a proctor. Yes, sir. As he runs over. Right. It usually takes about 2-3 hours to get the proctor in. These, oh, and that's a magic shop. Well, we have a waiting room upstairs with teas imported from, if I may be so presumptuous, your homeland, or teas imported from Kazir. We also have coffees from Kazir, if you've ever found yourself with a taste for dirt.
Of course, I would appreciate that. Do I need the person to inspect for the shop as well? Is that the problem?
The proctor will handle it.
Alright,
It's a shame I hate this.
thank you.
You don't thank me. Thank the paperwork and the guild being so willing.
Alright,
Mages charge a hefty fucking price to hire full time.
fair enough. I will be on my way, then.
Hey. You hear, just as you're walking up, he leans over to the guard who doesn't follow you now that you're properly in the guardhouse and know that you know who to talk to. He just leans over to her. Hey, that is probably the least snooty elf that I've ever seen. Didn't throw a fit, any? Not surprised. He threw a fit when he dropped the time frames on reinspection. She is a merchant, you know. They don't tend to throw fits for getting good paperwork here. No, I'm just saying I'm impressed. As you head upstairs, and it's cheap, not good, but you talk with one of the guards who's using this as a break room, and they let you use the kettle and brew your own teas.
Yeah.
The elvish teas they have are, well, they definitely grow in Orendel, but they're by no means fancy.
Yeah.
As you sit, 2-3 hours pass, then a fourth. Before finally,
Andromeda's been just shuffling her deck and just kind of futzing with that.
Mhm.
Not doing anything in particular.
people come up and most of them stay. A handful of people do descend. Other merchants, it seems. A few guards come up here and use it as their break. And you count 2 small, like 2 or 3 person shift rotations that stop in here in the time you're up here. Before finally thudding up the stairs with heavy dwarven bones, inelegant as ever. Hey, miss, Andromeda. Don't know if your old paperwork was bad. Didn't give a last name. Is that my choice?
No, I just do not have a last name.
Ah, well, got your proctor in. His name's Blue. And he's shorter than I am.
Like the color?
Spelled the same. Named after it, and you'll see why it grows on his face.
Oh, alright.
Stocky little shit.
Take your word for it.
Aye. As you descend the stairs and standing there in light blue mage robes, trimmed in whites and silver buttoned, with a symbol of the Guild of Arcana and Acquisitions, or whatever they've renamed it to at this point, is a small, maybe 3.5 foot at best, gray, wrinkled skin, stubby hands, stubbier than a dwarf, and feet that are nearly flat on the bottom. It's got a round, almost cannonball-like chest, and sticking off its head is a rhinoceros-like face with a horn, slightly crystalline, like a quartz that's tinted blue. If you have any kind of Khazarian lore, or just a society check.
I'll try the society check.
Please
I'm,
do.
I'm decent at society. Wow, I do deserve this.
A 9?
Yeah. Out of the first couple rolls, I do deserve this. I'll admit.
Well, they originate from Khazir. It's a
They look so
rhinoceros.
similar to the goblins. Cannot remember the difference.
As he sits there, and what would you say you are feeling emotionally upon seeing this little rhinoceros man?
So Andromeda did have anxiety before,
Mm-hmm.
because she knows that document does not match what she can do now.
Mhm.
It's not the same. But immediately upon seeing this person, confusion.
Yeah.
Goblins aren't supposed to look like that.
Yeah, as you look at this individual known as Blue,
It's pretty great. I don't know.
their horn glows a faint orangish.
No, that's still not blue.
I imagine you're confused.
Oh yes, you look strange for a goblin, right? That's what you are.
The dwarven, this beardless dwarf just sits there.
Am I wrong?
Very.
Oh, sorry.
It is fine then. Goblin's a new one.
He glares at the dwarf. So he just puts up a hand.
My name is Blue. I am a member of the Guild of the Arcane, Archival and Acquisitions. The Archivists Guild, if you want to be short about it. I'm a Kashrishi. Kashrishi.
Oh,
Not our choice standing names, such if you can't tell by the way I can't pronounce it.
oh, sorry.
Scions by nature. Hence why I knew you were confused.
Very interesting.
But that's not the important part of what you need from me. I will be your proctor for this evening, both inspecting your magics and your shop.
Yes, of course.
Is this permittable to you?
Yes, I believe so. I need to go to run my shop, so.
Fantastic. Now follow me up to the courtyard if you please.
Yes, of course.
So he leads you out to the back, and there's a courtyard that seems split pretty evenly between training grounds and just a outdoor space. Another waiting area, it seems, but he turns into these sand pits and training grounds.
Alright, clear up. You're the caster proctoring. Off you go.
As the guards all seem to, look at you, there was a moment of fear that, you could see a deep, almost purple flash from, flickering up his snout. But then they all turn to you, and there's pink specks that slowly flit up and then fill it, as they just are immediately infatuated, clearing out with a lot less panic than this little Kashrishi seems to hope for, as he just groans.
Alright. Oh, I hate doing this shit. It always gives me a headache. Right, now, if you please, stand over there. I'll place 30 feet from you. What I'll need first, as a inspection, is your typical offensive.
Yes, of
Whatever
course.
that means at range. One thing we like to inspect is what you know of your basics, what is your pinnacle, and a general recounting verbally of some of your other capabilities.
Of course. I think I can do that. I will say, since my last time I got documentation, I have not used my magic nearly as much. It is a lot bigger than it used to be.
Mhm. Pardon me for disbelieving this.
No, that
We've
is
had
fine.
people use that excuse before.
That makes sense.
Wizards losing their spellbook, but no, they just turn invisible ink.
That is
And
pretty
unfortunately, that comment does mean you've just added an hour to both of our times.
That's fine. An hour for me is not very long.
I am aware of that. Right, what's your best offensive?
So he taps his chest. The blue robes flutter open as blue arcane plate almost like a set of full plate clasps around this individual. No proper helmet, though. You do see that the pauldrons and the collar of it do rise up to try and protect around the back of its head. As it pulls its arm forward, and in front of it, a shield. As it casts shield and mystic armor. Before gripping in their hand a silver sigil to the guild, slamming it as both of them seem to solidify more, becoming more tangible. You're used to these arcane spells, but these seem empowered.
Very strange. And I'm just trying to attack you?
You're typical and then you're best. In that order, please.
Okay.
As Andromeda will start out with telekinetic projectile. As a stone near her will just flick up and fling towards him.
Fantastic.
Attack roll. Goes into this. 24 to hit.
24.
Oh, good.
Shit.
I imagine that it is.
It would, but reaction. The stone, you went for something off to his side, attempting to just get him off guard, hopefully impress or at least just annoy him further. He sounds funnier when he's annoyed. But as it swings, he doesn't even move his arm. His eyes just flick to the side and the shield shatters against it.
I thought that was a good one.
It was.
For the record, that is a cantrip.
Mm-hmm.
For a use of telekinetic projectile, that was pretty good, but I've taken worse.
That's fair. I am pretty well practiced. I've done magic for a very long time.
But it's weaker, apparently.
It is. I do not know how to prove that to you.
It's fine. I know how you do. Your best. Hit me.
Does the shield cantrip prevent force barrage from working? Or does
It does.
It
I
does.
believe it does.
Yeah, double check that because that's technically the only damage spell I have. Fun fact.
No, I don't. Oh, it might be in the shield spell.
Yeah.
It doesn't say.
Okay.
Interesting. I would have thought it did. That's just a fun little ability. Hold on. Neat.
Nice.
Now. Notably, his shield would have broken.
Nice.
He used his reaction and the
Oh yeah.
stone broke.
Yeah, then Andromeda will hold her hand out as just twinkling in her hands like stars appear. As she casts a spell, her drow visage drops, unable to focus on it while casting magic like that. As her skin just kind of like fades back into this twinkling, not quite translucent, but like definitely less than what it was. As her hair fully becomes the more spectral version of itself, as she will cast Force Barrage at first level. You remember the fun part about sorcery, Eli? I get to add a fucking modifier. Cause I'm only one because it's one guy, but
Only one.
Total 12 damage.
Total 12 damage. As he just stands here, crosses his arms, and you would expecting them to take like a constellation form and hit him all at once, but as they do, the breastplate expands. They almost seem forced to funnel. You can see he's not wearing a shirt underneath the robes and armor, and there is a hefty bruise already forming there.
I should have expected that.
It's the only way to hurt people, I know. I have other methods, just not damage.
His horn flashes white as you say that.
You're speaking truth.
I am.
I'm a little surprised if I'm being honest.
Okay, sorry, no, that is not true. She has a one other damaging spell.
Sorry, no, I have another one. It is a little bit new to me, I do not recall.
Explain, please. I think you're good seeing you can defend yourself.
Oh, are you saying for me to show you it?
Explain, please. Not.
It is a little more different than that. It is an attack on the metaphysical, not the body.
I'm glad I asked you to explain. Alright. How did the spells similar? We'll add it to your record. What is your primary use of magics?
Do you mean school of magic? Like
Your school
practice?
and how you use it.
Oh, yes, I am an occult caster.
It shows divine on the document.
You speak truth. Your
I-
documents lie.
No, it changed. It's different practice of magic.
Had a fallen up with a god.
Something like that, yes.
Yeah, that does come
Yeah.
across as true.
You're not the first to switch from divine to the occult. It's a pretty common thing. You surprised? You don't walk around with a little critter near you, at least as far as I can tell. So you ain't no witch.
No, I'm not that sort.
It's in your blood then.
Yes.
Aye. Well, good to know. That doesn't change on your...
I use my...
So, it's just a rare thing for a sorcerer to change their blood.
So he just mean mugs you for a second.
Just a gentle shrug.
Do you use your magics that you have here for your wares and mercantile pursuits?
To an extent, yes. Not that much, though. My shop itself is actually what I use for that, for the most part.
Highly magical, I presume.
A safe bet, yes. Extra-dimensional by nature, as well as something a bit more tied to me.
Lovely. Well, since your magics have changed and it's tied to you, I'll double check these specifications and get them all updated for you. Would you like to declare anything you have in your store? Contraband, other illegal goods that we may find and may have already found?
I don't check. I don't think I have any. Are thieves' tools explicitly illegal?
Nope.
Okay. I didn't think so in Esper, at least.
Yeah.
That's just what they used to work on mechanics.
Yeah, like that's what I was thinking.
How much quiet you smuggling though?
How much quiet you got?
No, I do not have anything illegal on me.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. Well, that is the right answer. If we find anything illegal, you don't have any records of illegal goods or the explanations of them in the past. So, you'll just be issued a warning unless it's weaponry or explosives.
I carry precisely one dagger on me. That is the only weapon I have. I don't know how to use it either. My father would just not send me out without anything.
That is wise. The smartest wizards do not just carry their spellbooks. After all, it takes one little anti-magic field when you're not expecting it, and you're no better than I'd I say politely, a common street thug.
Yes.
Get yourself trained with that knife, it'll be the best thing you ever do. Or you'll never use it. Given you're an elf, you'll probably find the time. Alright, that should be everything there. Now, since you did declare that your magics have changed and whatnot, do you permit me to make physical contact with you?
That is perfectly fine. Thank you for asking.
Required to gain consent, or at least attempt.
as he walks over, holding that same medallion, which you see bears a book with a quill floating over the top of it. One of the many symbols of the guild, particularly the casters. Right. So he presses a hand, just onto your leg because he can't reach any higher, and holds it up and begins mumbling in the arcane. You can make me a will save, or choose to fail if you let him.
She will not choose to fail.
Fantastic. Then do so.
Natural 20 for a 27.
Fantastic.
God.
I've been rolling shit since then. The first natural 20.
Did you roll your natural ones out of curiosity?
No. That was texted you. Natural 20 for 27.
Fantastic. So he goes through and mumbles, casting various detection spells on you, trying to identify things. Before he just pulls his hand back.
I mean, no offense to you personally when I say this. I fucking hate sorcery. Could never get it fucking right. The arcane, you can read their spellbook. For the primal, you can read it on their fucking bodies and the dirt under their fingers. Best I got off of you, you're not fully elven. And that, figured out with these.
That is true.
Yeah. As he reaches into the new paperwork he's been filling out and holds out a stack of 3 or 4 papers.
Please write down the extent of your capabilities and return it to the guard post within 3 business days. We will ask. I'm not dealing with this. Hand it back. You seem nice enough. And
Thanks,
what's the
Dr.
best
President.
you've got is some force barrage. So,
As he signs clearly something that's supposed to be filled out later for... He heads it back.
you have officially been zone of truth for whatever you put on that paper. If you tell anyone otherwise, we restart this process and consider you a higher threat. Deal?
That sounds excellent.
Fantastic. Alright. Now, back to the shop we go.
As he storms out, and as he exits the front door, dropping down from a lamppost, landing right on his shoulder, is a small, about the size of a cat, dragon. Its scales are mostly a kind of wrought iron black, with a few streaks of silver and brass, clearly adorned, decorated. And around its neck is a little collar. Its chest, though, you can see its ribs very pronounced, and as it lands on this guy's shoulder, its chest begins to glow. You've seen a good few of these. I'm not gonna have you roll. It's a lantern dragon.
Nice.
Can make their chests glow and breathe small spits of fire. Originally, they weren't super domesticated, and by no means do they come from here. They're native to Dracona, but like most dragons, they've scattered throughout the world at this point. It just lands on his shoulder and clings to him, his armor seeming to shift to let it rest more subtly without letting its claws get in. So he just reaches up and rubs the underside of its chin and continues walking. You make it back to your shop, where the brass and clockwork figure, as well as the taller human man, both stand, arms crossed. The Kishrishi does not look up to either of them, just passing by, shoulder checking the Aton in the hip, which just stumbles a little. I apologize for being an inconvenience, sir. I did not mean to be in the way.
Nay, shut up.
You are strange. You
Yeah,
don't breathe
he is.
anything.
As the taller human man, he's currently got orders to shut up. He's not going to be too talkative, but I can tell you exactly what he'd say. what he always says. Thank you for the compliment. I'm an Auton under the service of the Asporian Guard. I am here as an aide and a servant. If you need anything, please ask. I do not have many answers, but I can direct you to a guard. I've petitioned a lot to just send them straight to me, because he does it fucking anyway. You can also poke him and flick him a lot harder than that. These tin cans are meant to be durable. So he just takes a fist and clangs it on the side of this guy's head.
Oh, I see. That is quite impressive.
Yep. Shop's cool.
Thank you.
I'm no mage, so I don't know if your shit's illegally crafted or not, but...
Well, it wasn't last time, so...
So he hands you a sheet of paper. I found no illegal goods. Apologies for not telling you we were inspecting. It's a requirement.
assumed that was going to happen.
Yup.
I do not carry illegal goods, so I was not worried.
Good. So he just takes a sec, looks you over. Don't seem like the type. No. You have fun. He's a real delight, ain't he?
He is certainly interesting. I've never seen him. I still don't know the word. He can't say it very well.
Kishrishi. Just call him Blue or Rhino. It'll piss him off. Nah. He's like the one fucker we get up here. They don't like traveling much.
I see.
But good thing is he's fast. Faster than most. You got lucky.
That's good.
If you want to follow him, you can. That's well within your rights. He's already started, I can tell you for certain.
Okay, that's good. I didn't know if I was supposed to follow.
He would have told you if you're not.
Okay.
Then Robert will step into the tent.
He's in there, waddling around, inspecting, rummaging through things. Just looking at your wares, casting a few detection spells, scribbling in his notebook. Alright. Now, I've got one last thing. This is a optional test that we can do, but it will extend your shop's inspection just by about 2 years.
Oh, that would certainly be nice.
It's a bit more powerful of magics. You trust this thing to hold up to a deeper dive into its magics.
I don't think you could break it if you wanted.
I'm glad you challenged me, so. But no, I won't, and it's not my intent, it's just... I'm basically gonna do is send my senses into the very magics that make this thing up. It'll look at it from the weave's perspective.
Alright.
Hard thing to do in the... yeah, I'm gonna ask, because you said you... Please tell me if there's any defenses that are on this thing.
I have no idea.
Fantastic, that's the most worrying answer you could give me. Alright, as he sits. You got this back curtain, this will take an hour, but I can do it. Well, you bit of business, we can let you open early.
Of course.
Right.
So he just plops himself down off on the edge, and a curtain perfectly conceals him, along with a bunch of your other things. And you continue business for the day.
Yeah.
You get your fair share of skeptics.
Yeah.
One that does stick out to you at the end of today is a man draped in a disgusting cloak. What really gets you is that his coins, when he pays for not your highest reading, but the full 5 card, they're weird, slightly warped, old or melted slightly, but still valid currency. They
Yeah.
got the brand well enough. And
Just weird.
just weird. And he, doesn't take off his hood. He seems weighed down. And he's scrawny underneath, just some barely not a peasant. Smiles with broken teeth. Doesn't really let you see his eyes. He's trying to get a full reading specifically on something he's going to be undertaking here in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Says he's going to be doing something big here real soon and wants to see if it pans out. And while the reading you give shows a good bit of trial, it does come out positive, or at least leaning as such.
It looks like you will get close to your ambition. Perhaps succeed, I can't say for certain. You may face many hang-ups, but I believe you will get there.
Well, that's that's expected, but I can do that. Thank you for your time. I'd shake your hand, but most people don't like shaking hands with the sick. Frank and me, I don't like shaking hands with the clean. Feel so bad about dirtying their hands, you know.
Perfect.
You have a good rest of your day.
You too.
Enjoy.
Roll me a perception check.
Yeah. Is this for insight?
This is to see if you notice anything else about
Okay,
him. If you'd like to insight, you can do that instead. I just assumed.
Instead, I can use deception since I talked to him.
Oh, lovely. Your choice.
Yeah, then I will use deception. I'm way better at that.
Fantastic.
15.
15.
15.
Yeah, so,
This guy obviously seems sketchy,
Yeah.
but with the cloak covering half of his face, and just the way he doesn't stop smiling, like he's in on a joke that he's not going to explain. You can't get a read on him.
Andromeda will pick up one of those fucked up coins he paid with, and since she's in her tent, she will cast Object Reading.
Read
Which,
that out for me.
you place a hand on an object to learn a piece of information about an emotional event occurred involving the object within the past week.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
An emotional event.
Mm-hmm.
And is there a roll or anything for that?
No, it's just fun.
Fantastic. You put the coin in your hand and rub your finger over it. It's weird. Normally when you get this, you're getting one major emotion of something. Coins are usually glee of someone getting this out of a scam or of someone making a big purchase or even just a lingering big purchase that somebody made. With this, you get 2. The first bleeding into the second. Panic into glee.
that is probably not good. Well, that is not my problem.
At the end of this day, Blue does exit from the tent. Notably, his horn is tinted a little bit dark. Almost black, but a purple. He seems dazed and like he's got a massive headache, and the flecks of silver that glint in his nose let you know that he's probably steeped a little bit. And he's got the same annoyed face he wore when he cast magics on you.
We'll call it a success. I hate sorcerers. Not young you. Have a good rest of your day, and get those paperwork back to the office. If you've already got them filled out, you can send them with me.
Yes.
So Andromeda would have filled them out
Lovely.
and just hands them over.
Fantastic. Stamp, send. Cards, copies. And you're good. Tell them you're a licensed caster and merchant in the entirety of Espar.
That is good. I was probably
If you're
staying
still in the
there.
country in 5 years, get those updated.
Of course.
And keep your ears peeled for if they reduce the time again.
I think 5 years is already plenty short enough. It's 20 times a century. That's ridiculous.
20 times in the shop's lifespan for most humans, so.
That just seems tedious even for you.
Things change fast here, get used to it.
Right, thank you.
Yours.
He follows this person out, and you're about to set up shop when another individual enters. Last for the day, and you've already posted that you're closed for the evening, closing the doors. But this individual still enters.
Andromeda doesn't have to stop that.
And frankly, I don't think you'd want to. The first thing you notice is a brilliant smile of white teeth. Chiseled jaw, slightly pointed. Clean shaven. Blonde hair. Brushed back into a short ponytail. A little messy, but no, windswept is a better word. His brilliant blue eyes rimmed in almost a platinum white. Like clouds deciding whether or not they're going to rain. He wears a very nice traveler's cloak. Something heavy on his back, but it doesn't seem to sit over his shoulders. A bit odd, but maybe a shield. He wears clothing you don't see very often. How do I put this? Military-esque garb. Finer, regal. A station you have to earn or pay for. Brilliant sky blue that fades into darker navy as it goes down. Dress pants and a brilliant button-up shirt that doesn't seem to have ever held a wrinkle or a stain. Gold on his hands. From the dress pants rolled up to what would be about thigh height. Extending down and then bending again. Beautiful gold and platinum. Mechanical avian legs. With silver rings and gold and platinum. Adorned just as much as his fingers. As he pokes his head in, leaning almost dramatically. Shirt unbuttoned just enough to show some of his chest and clavicle. I am sorry if I'm interrupting, but I was passing by and just couldn't help myself. Do you have time for one more reading this evening? Oh, beautiful fortune teller.
I do. I find the most interesting sorts tend to come right after I close the shop.
Oh, you flatter me immediately. As he walks over and sits down, the mechanical legs he has. You've seen these prosthetics, and especially with the Auton earlier. They usually whir and whistle a little when he moves, but these, outside of, no, it's not his legs, but outside of the clinking of metal on metal, like the coins jingling together. Lovely sound you've heard. There's not a sound with these legs. So he walks over and sits, cross-legged. Now, I was told there is a service you have here that nobody today has been able to afford.
I see. You are hoping to do that.
Well,
So I've been telling everyone that costs 50 gold. That is because I find most people that is the cost. It is a magical ritual that has a cost based on the person. So I have to do an evaluation briefly to figure out how much it actually is. This is not a lie or anything. This is just the truth. I just say 50 because most people can't even afford it.
a fair assessment. Now, what all does this assessment of my character, body, whatever you need, I'm open for it. I will say I'm likely going to be paying higher.
Probably, yes. I can just use your hand.
He holds out his hand, very soft but strong.
Uh,
Suntan.
So the thing about this ritual, Eli,
Yes.
is it costs 20 gold per level.
Mm-hmm.
I said 50 because Andromeda marks it up because 20 gold per level makes her no profit.
Yes.
So
So 50 is what
She
you pay base. How much do you mark it up per level?
I was 5 gold per level. Is what I was doing.
25
So
total.
25 per level is what she's doing. The thing is, if he is high enough level, I probably can't succeed the roll. I have to make a roll against it.
I see.
And she will probably realize that. And she's not gonna piss off a rich guy.
Mm-hmm.
She's done that enough. Sorry, I'm looking for Apple Charger.
You're all
Do
right.
you need my trigger?
Yes, if you could.
Okay.
Yeah, that's at 1%. I didn't notice.
Oh my god.
It's big on me energy.
I'll let you charge. But I continue.
Okay, cool.
Lovely.
We're good.
How exactly does Andromeda do this assessment on this thing?
So in my mind, this has always looked like a palm reading. That like, at least to her, probably not literally, but the way that like your palm can develop as you get older, she's able to some extent, like not exact level, obviously, like actually understand level, but like be able to gauge how much this person has gone through to be able to tell their strength from that is kind of what I was imagining from this. Is how she's able to look at the palm and understand and comprehend. Yeah. That is what I've imagined this, because there's not technically a way to do this, but she somehow needs to know the level to do it.
Of course.
So.
Immediately, his hands, they seem soft, strong, but soft. Born to high class. And born naturally gifted. 25. He's a fighter, strong, trained for a lengthy period of time. Not all formal. The callus is a little wider than those classically trained. 100 gold. But there's more to it. Scar just between these two fingers. Wound, a remnant of a wound that as you look up his sleeves, which you don't remember them being unbuttoned and falling open as much. More scars. He's been trained and he has used his talents well. I imagine it gets to a point around 200 gold. Where you stop your reading.
Yeah, because Andromeda's not going to risk that. She has a +4 to this roll.
Wow. I'm not going to lie. I currently do not feel qualified to do this. The stronger the target, the harder it is to discern your fate. You have a strong sway over it. Stronger than married things can do at the moment. I've not been doing this for very long.
A shame. Well, you could have fooled me. But I appreciate that you didn't. Now, if I must ask, would it hurt you to try? Even if you refuse payment, assuming it's not going to work.
It will take an hour, but I can certainly try. There is a small chance that it does work, but I do not think I can get the best outcome. You are again too slippery in the eyes of fate, or at least my eyes of fate.
Well, I'll see that as a compliment, and who
It
knows, if I'm lucky that'll change. But I have an hour's time if you do. More than whatever you need.
Yeah, as
What is this called? So that I can
the ritual. It's a ritual called harrowing. Is the one ritual Andromeda has access to. Come from the
Lovely.
harrower dedication.
Okay.
I forgot to determine. Oh yeah, sorry, I get to roll a d6. I forgot how my archetype works.
Go for it.
Because basically what I can do is Andromeda does a harrowing at the top of the day every day.
Mhm.
It doesn't actually matter the card. We also don't have a harrow deck. It's basically a d6, and that determines. So basically, she gets a reroll. It's called the reaction Avoid Dire Fate. You have an active Harrow Omen. Trigger, you fail or critically fail a check associated with your Harrow Omen suit. So each of the 6 ones have a different thing they're associated with.
Mm-hmm.
Here, let me pull it up. There is on 1. There is the hammers, which is strike. It's representative of strength.
it's on
and
here.
your strikes.
I see it.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure. So let me roll my d6. 4. So skill checks.
You
For
have
this, which this will count as.
Fantastic.
And I also have wish for luck.
Lovely. Where does it say the DC on here?
Generally standard for that level. His level.
Understood. I always forget what I need to Google for finding standard DCs.
I just always look for standard DC PF2E. That's how I usually do it. Yeah. And for the record, what this ritual does is basically does this for somebody else. What Andromeda already gets base every day.
Lovely. Okay.
If memory serves. And then as I get higher level, I give people more, is what happens.
Lovely. Okay. Please, if you will, roll for me.
How much gold does he fork over? Because I do have to get an accurate assessment to do it. And he will have to give the gold. I cannot change that if he wants me to have a try.
Yeah. You get. Yeah. Ooh. It says on here, rare pigments and inks of such.
Oh, yes. Andromeda.
But as he sets down 250 gold in platinum. Now, I imagine there's a conversion. Most things that have a cost need something else.
Yes, inks and the sort. Incense is also like. I have to draw some symbols on your hands and the sort.
So he takes his gold back, waving it all up in one hand and sliding it perfectly into a coin purse. So he reaches into his coat and plucks out a single vial, and in between 2 of his other fingers, both positioned off the thumb, a stick of incense, gold, and a pure white liquid. And those should cover it. Now, before you open that vial, I need to ask, any opposition to the divine?
No, I am fine with the divine. Thank you for surviving.
There you are.
Before I go about doing this, what is your name?
Galley.
Galley?
Yes. Galley. Oh, pardon me. Not galley. Gallery.
Gallery.
I imagine you mean birth name over given.
Yes, that would be useful.
Then Gallery. I wish I could tell you my last name, but
That is fine. I understand the hiding of surnames.
didn't even to me. I never met my parents.
I see.
Adopted very early on, though. I imagine you could tell. And taken quite well care of.
Yes, I can tell that much for certain.
Well, please, if you will.
Yes.
As Andromeda will take a second, and she will breathe in, and very quietly under her breath,
I wish this will go well.
she will use Wish for Luck, which means she will be able to roll this twice and take the higher number. Her background feature, Wish for Luck.
Oh, that is lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, roll it for me. The DC for level is 27, I believe.
So I'm going crit fishing.
You are crit fishing.
Yeah. Oh, that was so close to a 20. I was on a 14. Okay. Went up. That's an 18. And then I will use my.
Roll
I got two more. I will use my crown or my books skill checks.
Mm-hmm. You did it. Lovely.
Who's the crit
Lovely.
fisher now?
Not me!
It's me.
I rolled
For a total of
24.
a failure bumped up to a success.
All right, let me double check that I cannot. I don't have any extra bonuses. I don't think I do, but I might. I have Harrow stuff from 2 spots, so I have to check a lot of spots.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I will have used my hero point instead because that's not what my hero suit does. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. And your hero suit, I believe, lets you get a plus something to this?
No, it doesn't. That's a higher level that I
Ah.
get bonuses to this. I think it's a 4th level or something. No, it does other stuff. There's other stuff it does. No, using my active omen would have been just as good because it turns a failure into a success.
Oh,
So,
lovely.
but I will take the natural 20 and just burn the hero point, so I still have that just in case.
Understood.
For a 24 with a natural 20.
24 with a natural 20.
I do not have any other bonuses.
Now, reading this correctly, the first 50 minutes are meditating and painting.
Mhm.
And then you need something in his future that he is trying to do. Yes. First, how does it look?
Yeah.
As you open this file, dip your quill in, assuming your quill or finger, whatever you use to draw.
Yeah. It's probably more like a twisted stone, like pencil type thing.
Lovely, I
more
like
than it is
that.
a quill or anything. Don't really have many birds at home.
Makes sense.
Um,
You dip it in, just intending to get a single drop for now. And through the twists, soon as this white liquid, almost milky, touches the tip, it spirals up about half of it. And the stone that it touches turns into pristine marble. Which, as you spend the 50 minutes,
she begins tracing along his arms these spiraling patterns where on each arm, on one side is a symbol of the hammer, the key, and the shield, that which represents the physical, and then the other one is books, stars, and crowns, that which represents the ethereal, the mind.
fantastic. And do you go any past the arms?
Yeah, probably. Up to like the shoulders to the neck.
Fantastic. He does not waste the excuse to take his shirt off.
Yeah.
Chiseled abs dotted with
Andromeda
scars
was
that do not mar any of his features, only enhancing them. Pale white on tanned skin. Tinted ever so slightly that same platinum color that rings his eyes. Built like a Greek god and on his back, his cloak still hangs now fully off his shoulders. There's something off of his back, and you have him lift his arm. You can feel the smug smirk as something jingles behind him. A mechanical wing, feathered in gold and silver and platinum. And you continue your ritual. These heavy wings, now that you've noticed them, he's subtly flaunting them more and more. Even at one point, you didn't even notice he had lifted his hand, but there's a gold feather on his ear. And he's just watching quietly. Never stops smiling. As the 50 minutes end, both his hands rest palm up.
What do you wish to see?
Same thing I'm always aiming for. Does my fortune increase ever still? Greedy, I know, but
Wiser than what most ask.
As Andromeda will, this works differently entirely from her other rituals. As opposed to dealing out 3 cards that represent the past, present, and future, her deck is now, as she finishes the reparations and she puts her hands down next to it, she starts shuffling it as they all turn into this, almost like they're plates of gold, as her cards shift into something else entirely. As she shuffles it, as after a bit of shuffling and a lot of flair with it, she places the deck right in front of him.
Draw the top card. That will be what you need.
As nothing is on it. It's this gold sheet, almost plate.
That is what you need. It will help you when you need it.
oh,
Allows you to take fate into your own hands. It lasts a month or so make good use of it.
I'll make sure not to push its time.
Yes.
See, puts it in with the hefty coin purse he's got off to his side, sliding it into its own little pocket. See, closes it and pats his hip.
I am rather surprised I was able to be successful.
I'd be lying if I said I was. I could tell just from looking at... Well, I'll continue with honesty. Looking at you. You were exactly where I needed to be.
That is who I hope to find.
Yes, well. He seems to hear something. Smile never fading, and you can't tell what, but no. I know that you refused any upcharges and whatnot, and that's commendable, but you succeeded, and honestly, rewards need be given.
I would appreciate it.
But, frankly, you're doing well, and coin may not be the best gift still. 3 gold. And a signet ring. He flips his hand, and a gold feather. One plucked off of his wings, and you can even see warped into it ever so slightly, just faint as it hits the light. That is an Asporian gold coin, reforged. So he rests them all. Now, some coin for your service. ring just in case you ever need a wealthy family's backing. And a feather in case you ever find yourself in need of a little fateful reunion. I'm gonna go flaunting that around. I've got a reputation of mystery I need to keep.
Of course, I know the type. This is the most present in a city I've been in a while.
Mm.
But if you ever see the Starlit Soothsayer again, I would beg that you stop by again. Hopefully,
You do not need to beg at all.
hopefully you are doing, when we meet again, it'll be just as difficult when I get better.
I don't know, you seem like you've got a lot of talent going for you. And a lot of skill going into the big and bold world of Esper. I asked for my fortune because I feared I'd peaked, but who knows? Maybe, well, no maybe at all. I will get lucky again. Only half as lucky as meeting you, though. He stands, bows deeply, the wings now spreading out his jacket. Now, please. I won't take any more of your time. And unfortunately, I need to get going. But as he waves his hand, claw-like extensions off of each of his nails. Gold, silvers, and platinums, rings that stop right here. A captain can't be far from his ship for too long.
Of course not.
As he steps out, within a moment, the last thing you hear is the wind.
I should close the shop. I should close the shop earlier. It is always whenever I should close, the most interesting people come in, truly. I can't believe I did that. That should not have worked. To be fair, I called in about everything I had, so...
Fantastic. And as you close up at the end of the third day, now, that little signet ring that he gave you, you're expecting potentially a ship or a feather, but no, the symbol's different than you're anticipating. It's a hammer tilted at 45 degrees, a lightning strike going down it. The center of the head of the hammer.
Well, I suppose if I ever need it, I will find it.
Mm-hmm.
And she will stow that in one of the pouches she keeps on her.
Understood.
She will finish packing up her shop.
Fantastic.
Will she or should she go do that? That'd be funny. Nah, she's gonna pack up her shop.
Fantastic. Now, it is technically only the third day.
Mm.
But because I interrupted, you still make that amount.
Nice.
It's Esper, after all. Coin moves fast, and lots of it at that. And I think it's well worth for the trouble that follows. You're stepping out to pack up shop. And you hear it, the clinking of metal on metal, though it's a lot heavier this time. Boots, armor, guards. The very same guard duo who you had seen previously. The woman and the taller, broad man. Round the corner, now with 2 more human guards behind them, rifles out in front of them, and 4 Auton soldiers.
I don't think I did anything like this time first. Or did outside.
Where did he go? She sprints forward and is looking down at the ground. The other gentleman fully has the greatsword on his back out. His eyes are up.
Yeah, so I'll step out.
What is the matter? You were looking for someone.
Her eyes are down, looking down at the dirt like it offended her personally. He's a non-criminal.
Oh, my.
Just gallivanted his way through here, and nobody thought to report it until minutes ago.
What does it look like? I might have seen him.
If you will know if you have captain's jackets, massive wings of metal, legs of the same golds, platinums, smug fucking bastard never stops smiling.
Oh yes, I saw him. I did not know he was a non-criminal. I'm sorry.
You're a right return.
As
Where
Andromeda
did he go?
point,
Did you see where he went?
Andromeda, did she hear the general direction he flew?
You just felt the wind rustle through.
Okay, so he just went away.
Mhm.
Andromeda will point in a fucking random direction.
Fantastic. Roll me to
I
say.
believe I heard him going that way.
That way. Yes. Okay. Another one?
Can't make this shit up.
Yeah, she.
28.
28. Yeah.
28, natural 20. Mark that.
Yeah, you say you
Where
saw
did
him
these
going in.
guys? Congratulations, you're now double everyone else.
You
That's a goal for Andromeda.
Yeah,
though.
you point out in a direction, and as you're doing so, you notice, oh, there's a lot of disturbed dirt in a perfect circle right there. Just a quick prestidigitation that smooths it all over. As she looks to where you point, look back down at the dirt, looks up at you skeptically for half a second, but as you're pointing, the two guards leading the quartet of Autons all sprint off in that direction. Shit. O'Reilly, get to a roof. Tell the other cannons.
What has he done?
Theft. Lots of it.
Oh,
Grand theft aerial. Stole a battleship.
oh my,
Cloaks the shit in clouds, the fucking bastard.
my goodness.
Captain Radiant, he calls himself. Plates his ship in gold and then hide it like a fucking sky pirate. He's gonna get his ass prisoned and executed. He's going to Blackwater for fuck. Sprints off.
Oh my, that is quite fun. Oh, if they catch the dead eye, that's probably bad.
As you say that and look about. This place is constantly roaming with guards, and even though most shops had closed up by now, there are still a few people who totally saw. One guy
Yeah.
even glances over at you knowingly.
Andromeda, just locks eyes with him for like a split second, and immediately runs over to the soothsayer, and is going to start grabbing it and start shaking it as it slowly starts shrinking down. As it starts morphing, and after about a minute, it morphs down. She's able to clasp the hood back together as this buttonless seam forms as she hooks it on her head as it's still shrinking. As she just books it.
As you book it.
As it's still shrinking on her back and will take a bit longer to still fully shrink down.
As you're doing that, the man seeing you pack up and sprint, you could tell he was originally not going to say anything.
Yeah.
As he raises his hand to gesture to give him coin, and seeing you're running instead.
Yeah.
Guards!
He yells, the moment before he yells, I'll cast a deja vu on him. Make me a will save. It'll make him just repeat it, so it'll give me another 6 seconds.
Natural one.
I'll add it to the counter.
Wait, no, wait. Actually, I think that's even better for me.
Yeah?
Yes, because it's a critical fail for you.
Yeah. No, I don't think critical fails actually affect
Really?
this. No, not in the new one.
Nope. If the target fails, takes the action used on its whatever action.
You have to
it is.
repeat the same one. So whenever he was just like doing this, he just repeats it.
He does this, and then like looks back down, looks up to you skeptically, and does this. As you've already started sprinting, but he's staring at where your tent went, and then he blinks. Guards! Guards!
Yeah. Where after the cloak shrinks down, she's going to sneak off into an alleyway and try to stealth out of the city.
Fantastic. Please roll me a stealth check.
I would love to. This
And,
is a skill check.
Now I have to ask.
Yes.
Do you run deeper into the city?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she's going to try to cut across it, because I probably still would have been on the same side I entered. She doesn't want to have to deal with spreading around.
Mm-hmm.
So she's going to cut through it.
Fantastic.
That was not in the tray. I didn't even see what I rolled. That is not very good, but I do not have any my rule manipulation left. Well, I do technically if I need to. But the thing about avoid dire fate is I get to know if I fail first. Because I only know if I get to fail. So 16.
16.
16. Is that a fail?
That is... As you're running, you start to look around, and there's... Oh, wow, there's a lot of guards coming out of the woodwork here. A lot of them stationed up on rooftops, but a good few peeking down.
Is on that failed roll, Andromeda will pull out the card she rolled today, or pulled today, as it disappears into a burst of sparks, like stars disappearing. As she will instead succeed, using Avoid Dire Fate.
Fantastic. Yeah, you stop to burn that card, and as soon as you turn into an alley, there are two guards. One Auton and one human individual. One of the guards you just saw on a break earlier who looked at you all flustered, and as soon as you round the corner, you think, crap, I didn't wait long enough. The card is still burning. And then, before he can look up, full face plants. And the Auton, who is a little bit clunky, you see glass from both the eyes. Pardon me, my eyes seem to have broken. Let me help you up. As he reaches down and grabs the guy by his leg. No! As you sprint past them both. You saw some moving cities. And as you're cutting through, that might be the best way out, but you're looking at them and okay. Particularly around one of the bigger ones, the guards are flocking to it. There's some very angry, very wealthy people, one of which, an older woman, curly white hair pulled back into a ponytail, and a very, very fine, almost Victorian-esque dress, stands and is fuming is an understatement. In one of her hands, outstretched, is a spell book, and she is casting spells from the very walls and metal of this building. Vaguely humanoid forms. More foul. Much more crude, much more Gollum-esque. Ornate still, yes, but not mechanical, purely arcane. Red magics that fade into a deep green as they leave her. More of these. As she's screaming words you would expect. Thief. Bastard.
Pirate.
Pirate. The one thing she does say that catches you off guard is I will have the entirety of the guild bring down every ship in the area, close down all air travel until he gets that back to me. And the guard who's standing nearest her, this burly human man, no, not man, androgynous, hard to tell, fully clad in brass armor, the heavy rifle he has across his chest. Ma'am, we'll handle it. I promise you this, you do not need to go to such drastic measures. If he re-enters over the ridge, he will be spotted for sure. The weathers there have been rather clear. Promise you, you need not worry. True Ford's guard force has you. And Truford's guard force is focused on her, as you are able to slip out. Heading down, it sounds like a bad idea to travel out of a main road. So, rather than going any more to the west, you pick east, southeast to be specific. You sprint off into the early night. And every time it seems like a guard is going to catch you, they stumble a little. The guard force is working almost perfectly. Hyper efficient, exceedingly vigilant. But you wished for an escape. And all of your wishes come true. So you leave a trail of minor mishaps and fraction-second slip-ups. As the city of Truford turns all of their eyes to the northwest, toward a ship briefly poking out of a cloud in glittering gold, casting like a second sun for but a moment. And not to the brilliant cosmos beneath it. As you escape, you don't stop moving. Not anytime soon. You're sticking to the main road because traveling off of it means potentially getting lost and having to backtrack. You run maybe for about an hour before settling into a comfortable walking pace. Not many people are entering the city at this time, and not many people seem to be taking this road to leave it. The best you get is a halfling man on a cart, very, very old donkey, and a few casks of ale on the back of this cart, who sees you walking along, smiles. "Oi, lass, we're a days out from a rest post, or you feel safe sleeping out on these roads?"
If you are offering, I would prefer to travel with someone, if that is alright.
As you're making your way, you never ended up checking where you were going, but this halfling gentleman turns to you. "Well, here, we can make it to a rest stop if you hop on here. Oh, this old bastard here. He will get us there. For certain, safe and sound. I tell you what, this thing killed a bandit, dead, kicked him right in the head. What's it happened myself? You nearly kicked me?
Oh my,
Like, safest thing you can ever be near.
I would appreciate that a lot.
Well, you hop right on. Now there is a small fair, I'm sorry to say. It was a bit of polite conversation.
Of course.
What's got you headed in to Cherrywood, love? As that is where we will end tonight's session.
Nice.
Do we got a name? Ooh. Fortunate Fate, perhaps.
Yeah, the
Lot of good
only
things.
other idea I have is Golden Ticket.
Golden Ticket's good.
Yeah, because I like that. Because that's literally how I imagine the card that she gave him.
Mm-hmm. I am good with either. Are you leaning towards Golden Ticket?
I'm leaning towards Golden Ticket.
Then Golden Ticket it is.
It also feels like a good way to, as a good starting into things.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. And with that, a day before campaigns start, we wrap up our last session 0. Golden Ticket. Everybody say good night.
Good night.
Briar was here the whole time.
I was.